brother. He's a friend from work. Oh, come on.
Wow, that looks so good, but
Yeah.
you know so many fake nerds are gonna come out to see this one.
Yeah, fake nerds, man. They're just like, ugh, just get me so angry, you know?
I know, I mean, especially to like a real comic book nerd like you, I mean, it must be so frustrating.
Yes, true comic book nerd, right here. Do my shirts give it away?
Yeah, I mean, like, to a Marvel zombie, I don't even know how you tolerate that stuff.
Exactly. Wait a second, what? Marvel Zombie? What's that?
You know, it's what all Marvel fans are called.
Oh, right. I knew that. For that's what I am.
Yeah. Wait, how did you not know that? Like, every Marvel fan knows that. Are you not a nerd?
What? That's crazy.
Is it though? I mean, you didn't even know what a Marvel zombie was.
What? Well, I think that's because they were called that before my time.
They? Don't you mean we?
Yes, that's what I meant. I meant we because I definitely a nerd. You know, see my shirts?
Enough with the shirts! You won't shut up about the shirts!
Wait, what is going on? Where are we?
Just trying to get to the bottom of it all.
The bottom of what?
Look, man, there's a lot of fake nerds running around these days wearing comic book shirts and Star Wars shirts, and yet they don't even care about the differences between the original trilogy and the 90s special editions.
What differences?
What differences? Are you telling me that you don't care about the overuse of CGI and whether Han shot first?
No, I guess, but I just prefer the remastered quality. I mean,
The remastered quality! You just like the remastered quality. Next thing I know, you're gonna tell me you like the prequels better.
Which one are the prequels again?
What?! What?! Okay, I mean, the only reasonable response from a nerd when the prequels are mentioned is, Jar Jar Binks? Don't you mean more like Jar Jar Stinks?
That's a nice one.
Thanks. I mean, I'm really starting to doubt your geek cred, man. I mean, you haven't even pointed out that this room is set up exactly like the interrogation scene from The Dark Knight.
That's the one with Batman, right?
The one with... How do you not know that?! I'm gonna need that chair. All right. We're just gonna sit here. We're gonna look at some pictures and you're just gonna tell me who you see. I mean, it shouldn't be hard for a geek like you. It's no Kobayashi Maru.
Exactly. Kobayashi. That's from Mario, right?
If you don't stop talking, I'm going to slap you across the face. Anyway, first one. Who's this?
Oh, that's easy. That's the Hulk.
Just because the Martian Manhunter is green does not make him the Incredible Hulk. I mean, come on, like seriously, like, who is this?
I don't want to say.
You want to say the Incredible Hulk, don't you?
I know it's wrong, but come on, they look a lot alike.
No! No, they don't! I mean, who's this?
Oh, that's Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, and Ryan Reynolds is in another nerdy movie where he plays what character?
Okay, man, it's easy peasy. The movie is Definitely Maybe, starring Abigail Breslin. It's my favorite movie of all time.
I don't know who you are anymore.
Wait, so, like, you don't want to go to Taco Bell? I mean, I'm buying.
So you're not a nerd. Who cares?
So one thing all nerds love to do is point out when someone's not quite as nerdy as they claim to be. Now, We're all guilty of it, even me. There's something about faking it and pretending to be something you're not that frustrates everyone, right? And I think when it comes to church, this is something we've all experienced. Now, whether you call yourself a Christian or not, we all know what it's like to meet people who do not practice what they preach. People who pretend to be better than they are and act like they never mess up. People that we'd all call hypocrites. And unfortunately for those who don't want anything to do with Christians or even God, one of the reasons why is that at some point a Christian acted like they were better than everyone else when in fact they sinned as much, if not more. They were a hypocrite. And the reason I know we've all met at least one hypocrite in our lives is because, well, we're all hypocrites. Now, before you get upset and think I'm judging you, you should know I'm lumping myself into this. Everyone has been a hypocrite at some point in their lives. We've all said things like, well, no one should ever do something like that or say something like that. But then what happens? We do what we say we'd never do. We all break our own rules. We've all been hypocritical. And even though that's true, there's something about Christians that makes it more frustrating when we're hypocritical. When you meet someone who acts like they're holier than everyone else, but are some of the meanest, rudest people you've ever met, it makes you pretty mad, right? It does for me. Well, it made Jesus mad too. Jesus once said to the most religious people of his day, "You hypocrites, you are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of the bones of the dead and everything unclean." Pretty intense. He's saying, look, you look all nice and clean and holy on the outside, but that's because you're pretending. On the inside, in your heart, you're dead. He later says that even though you follow all the rules, you ignore stuff like being kind and generous and treating others as you want to be treated. He even called these leaders a pit of vipers. They're venomous and slimy like snakes. Now, that's not the polite Jesus we all think of, right? Well, today we're starting a series called God for the Rest of Us, and we're saying that God is for everyone. Not just the people who look and act perfect, but the people who mess it up, because guess what? We all do. And when we pretend like we don't, we're being a hypocrite, and we know what Jesus thought of hypocrites. And so if we want to be a group of Jesus followers who really live out what Jesus called us to do, we can't fake it. One, we need to be more loving and kind and generous to everyone. We need to be a good example of what following Jesus is like to the people around us. But we also have to be willing to admit when we mess it up. We have to be willing to not hide away our mistakes, but be real about who we are. Because Jesus couldn't stand hypocrites, and so if we follow him, we have to do better. So today in your groups, talk about how we can avoid being a hypocrite, and then we'll move on.